Welcome to Larry Reedy's America. This is kind of an unusual short podcast for my regular listeners and people new to the channel. I have on every Sunday, we try to have the best guests possible, interesting guests, their story, whether it's an interesting career, charitable, whatever. On Thursday, one Thursday will be a whiskey tasting. The next Thursday will be a beer tasting. And there's a new format for both of them. When you have four people who like to drink and like to talk, sometimes we get carried away and segments go on and on. Well, I'm going to cut it no longer than 50 minutes, between 35 and 50 minutes. And I think it'll be more interesting because when we have the shorter podcast, we have a lot of listenership. And as you know, this is not a for-profit podcast. It's not a nonprofit. It's a negative profit. So there's no money involved. I have no advertisers. I will never have advertisers. I don't prep. I don't edit. I think the fun of the podcast is when I'm talking to somebody, especially who I don't know, and I don't know what they're going to talk about, I will go, once in a while, and I kind of might stammer because what they're talking about is new to me, and I have to come up with some questions. But anyway, I have come up with an idea of, you could call it a quick cast, fast cast, or anything. But for years, when Batesville had the Herald Tribune, it was kind of nice to look at a restaurant review. And since I get bored easily in my old age, I came up with the idea that maybe, because, Nancy and I do the old folk things. We go out to lunches a lot. And I thought maybe people would like to hear about my thoughts. And in some cases, my reluctant podcast partner, Nancy, will give her thoughts about it. And I think it might be interesting. And we also may even, if Nancy's always been kind of a gourmet cook, and if we have something real good, and I mention it again, these podcasts will be maybe 15 minutes to 25 minutes, and that's the end of it. But if somebody likes the idea of what we're having, because, she makes some sensational food. If anybody wants to comment or say, I'd like that recipe, I'll scan her recipe and I'll either email it to you or through Messenger. And we got some good ones. We've got the original Empress chili recipe, which is basically Skyline, because that was the first Greek restaurant in Cincinnati. But here's some of the things that we'll be going through. By the way, this is March 13th. This past Monday, we went to Big Bulls Roadhouse in Cincinnati, and that's going to be a short podcast. It's 7 miles north on 27 from Northgate. It's really worth the trip. Also, tonight on the 13th, we're going to review ToGoDelivers.com and New China Buffet. Now, we've eaten at New China Buffet a lot, and we've also used ToGoDelivers.com, which I think is just a great service for the Batesville area. It's $10 for somebody to deliver food to your front door that's hot. It is just great. And next week, let's see, I believe that'll be on the 20th. And by the way, these won't all be aired at the same time. I'll just blip them in here and there. But we're going to Nancy's Seton group meets her high school senior group. Not many of them left, but they meet every other month at the historic Price Hill Chili in Cincinnati, Western Hills area. And I'm going to do a review while she's eating with her friends. I'll be by myself. I'll have to tell some nearby diners that I'm really not crazy and talking to myself, but I'm doing a podcast, because they'll probably be looking at me and saying, well, that guy is sitting there talking to himself out loud. And then on March 21st, we're going with Nancy's cousins, who most of them live in Kentucky. And we're going to Barleycorns over in Kentucky. Again, I've been to Barleycorns several times. It's kind of a nice bar food restaurant, and so we'll be going to that. And I'm going to probably get some of my friends that I'll offer to buy them a lunch and go to some local where the two of us can sit and people won't be watching me talk to myself. Where I'll buy them lunch and we'll go to like Toro's and the pub and Brauhaus, Wagner's. Obviously, can't wait to do shift when that opens, and that'll be Nancy and I doing that. And once in a while, every month we go to different places, Cincinnati or once in a while Harrison with the lunch group. So I'm going to probably do 10 of these without till I get some feedback, because if nobody listens, I won't keep doing them. If everybody likes it, I'll keep doing them. And there's so many good restaurants in the Batesville, Oldenburg area. I will wait on the pizzas, because we did a lot of pizza reviews on our beer tasting with pizza. So I'll wait on that, but they'll eventually come around. And I'll try to get in everybody that I can locally. If anyone has suggestions, appreciate you let me know. You can always text me at 812-871-4224 or send me an email, larryreedymac.com, or go and leave a comment on my Podbean site after you listen to this podcast. So I think in the future, we'll have a lot of, I know everybody once in a while goes to Cincinnati or someplace in Indiana. And if you're in the area, like I never heard of this Big Bulls Roadhouse, but the prices and the food, pretty outstanding, and I think it's worth a shot. If anyone has any comments on this podcast, I'll put this on the next couple days. And if anybody has any comments, let me know. If anybody thinks, Jesus, what's this guy doing? Well, I get bored easily. So anyway, it's a short one. This will be a 10-minute deal. So I want to thank everybody for listening. And God bless you. God bless the United States of America. And let's go out with the national anthem. I'll Thanks for listening again. I really appreciate it. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Shouldn't that microphone be down a little closer to your mouth?
No,
Okay.
because I've got it. I got my settings up.
Number two,
Yeah.
I don't like you telling them, we go on the third such and such to lunch. There's going to be somebody out there listening that knows.
Doesn't you think crooks listen to this fucking shit?
Hell,
We
who
got
knows?
we got burglar alarms, Nance. Okay.
That's fine. Well, I hope sometime when I don't go.
Just don't
Okay.
worry about it. It's fine.
Don't worry
I mean,
about
and
Don't worry about it.
the rest of the time, I'm just doing this as a prelude. The rest of the time, I'm just going to come out where we were at this restaurant on such and such a date. See, these won't be aired until we're there afterwards. None of this shit will be aired until we're there afterwards, the reviews.